pick that many teams have found to be quite useful, still an option for them as well. Or they could fall back to something more traditional but reliable like the Lunox. We'll find out what their choices is. But right now, Homebois' lineup is looking very, very strong.
Here we go, the final of the lineup. Kagura to seal the deal for MAB Esports. And I like their lineup overall, really strong lineup in their hands. However, it really comes down to who makes it to that late game. And personally speaking, I do think MAB has a little bit of an edge in that area.
Really, I personally feel like Homebois has slightly better scaling towards the late game, and I do like that they have a bit of a curve. They have heroes that are solid in the early, mid, and late game, so as long as they play around the correct lanes at the correct point in time, they should have absolutely no problem. But they gotta watch out.
I think that is a fair point. However, MAB, they don't need to play off of, hard power spikes, very easily telling power spikes like the Homebois. I think that's going to be something that's a little bit easier to telegraph, and they can decide and play their own game on the opposite sides of the map while still getting ahead. And I think even the slightest snowball for the side of MAB could spell doom for the Homebois. Could be personal bias, could be facts. Let's find out which is which here in the Land of Dawn on our very first game, week number 1, day 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is going to be game 1 in our first best of 3 series of the day. We're seeing the Homebois on the blue side going up against MAB Esports on the red side. Saiful already up to his usual antics to try and delay Ale from farming as much as possible.
And that's their idea. You want to harass as much as they can. Vince is going to be zoning Zach QT out of lane, who's trying to stay as healthy as possible, making sure that, Nova is keeping on top of Saiful as well. Ren, however, already losing very early out into the lane. That's a little sad, but he should be able to regenerate once he hits his level 2. The Wanderer has been given on over to the Homebois, which is okay, but just look at the leads when it comes down to HP. Both supports taking a recall.
If we consider the fact that Ren's HP is that low, it really speaks to the degree that Irfan has mastered the gameplay of Paquito. This is his signature hero, and so far in Season 9, he has a 100% pick rate. He has picked Paquito in all 4 games the Homebois have played so far, so he knows what he is doing, despite the fact that Esmeralda versus Paquito should be a pretty even lane.
Oh, here we go. They find the first initial catch onto Anip, and he has almost secured the kill, but no, he manages to walk away in the right direction from the bouncing ball, flickers away. Big win for the side of MAB Esports, and this does mean they should be able to get a little bit of energy plating.
And we can see that Alif did rotate up top as well, hoping to see that if Anip decided to stick around, would be an easy kill with the Ogi shadow kill. Luckily though, the Clint decided to retreat, so it looks like the Hayabusa isn't going to be picking up an easy kill, but he will be able to invade into the enemy jungle.
Ooh, X-Slash taking a pretty bad trade there, as Saiful will be able to recall straight up, and once Anip is back into the lane, he has full control. But here we see an initial attack onto Vince using the Black Shoes early and flickering away as the Falling Star Moon does come down. The Berserker has dropped his ult as well. Fortunately, doesn't really get too much, but does disengage the team.
Yep, the turtle has come up, and we know Chibi wants to go for it. Irfan buying as much time as he can, but so many ultimates being expended. He does survive. The flicker will allow the Paquito to escape, and the health on the side of MAB Esports looking very low, so they're just gonna give the first turtle away.
Oh boy, all right. Okay, so that's the first turtle already given over. GB very happy with himself. He has to keep on farming because what we're looking for is level 13. Well, that's what he needs right now. Sorry, level 11. When he gets that max stacks on his ultimate, he's going to be big and difficult to deal with the extra upgrades.
Yep, late game Aulus is certainly a threat. There is a reason why certain teams picked them up as a pocket pick in the previous season. So that is the point in the game that MAB Esports wants to delay as much as possible. It's looking to be difficult though. Chibi is farming very, very comfortably. And this is very interesting because this isn't really a hero that I would expect to be in Chibi's hero pool.
Yeah, and I mean, he has grown. He has definitely grown and continues to evolve every single season. It's good that he is increasing his hero pool and becoming very efficient at it. However, if we look down towards the mid lane, as Zach QT is going to continue being a nuisance. They know that the bottom side of their jungle is entirely gone, so they're sending Chibi up to try and take as much as they can. But even Nova understands, hey, we just need to protect the buffs. If you give away 2 camps, that's fine. The buffs must hold strong.
Yeah, but I am a little worried. MAB Esports picking up this Kufra has elected to go for a more defensive playstyle to ensure that the Homeboys can't aggressively invade and steal away jungle camps for them. That's all well and good, but that means that they are not really in a position themselves to be able to stop the late game scalers on the side of Homeboys from achieving their items and farm requirements.
We'll have to see how that's going to play out because mid-game is going to be the most important for both sides. Cypher in the middle of all four members doesn't actually sidesteps just in time from Nova as he brings in the rest of his team with his guiding winds. MAB is on the retreat. They don't need to go any more further than this. Torn apart memories on towards Cypher's side. He's doing some good damage, but not really getting too much out of this lane. Oh, yep. Nova, is he going to go for the catch? No, he's all right. Oh, he flickers forward and pushes on it back, forcing him to flicker as well. Flicker for flicker trade.
Alright, I don't think that's too bad. Ideally, oh, hold on, they're not quite done. Hayabusa jumping in the backline. Alif drops the Ogi Shadow Kill. The burn on Cypher, will it be enough? Looks like he does indeed survive. Undying Fury being dropped down on the Turtle Pit. Chibi should get this, no problem. It does go over to the Homeboys. No casualties from either side, but that's going to be a nice objective.
Honestly, I think one of these situations is going to turn bad for MAB if they keep playing it like this. But so far, GB, luckily that Undying Fury is one guaranteed way for him to disengage from these fights. If they can just bait out that spell early on, things could look different. But this might be first turret. Oh, Zach QT using the Yin Yang overturn to try and clear up that wave. But he might be sacrificing his life as Vince is running him down. Does he have any more Shadow Balls? Quickly takes the kill. And now, with the black shoes, is able to walk on out. They get a turret, they get a kill. Worth it for Homeboys.
I cannot believe that 5.5 minutes into the game, we only just got our first blood bounty. It just goes to show both teams have been playing very carefully from one another. Not the usual kind of aggression you would expect from Homeboys. So good job to MAB for defending, but I don't think playing defensively is going to end well for them if Homeboys continues getting objectives across the map.
Yeah, I mean, MAB can only play defensively for so long. Eventually, they have to go onto the attack. Alif recently getting the War Axe is really good, but Irfan, he's already moving forward, trying to go for a very sustainable style of build, getting the Bloodlust Axe for himself, but MAB is setting up the trap here. A good call from the side of the Homeboys. He sees two, he sees three. That's 4 people, and yet they still are going to go on through. Undying Fury does already come out as they manage to trade 1 for 1, 2 for 1 in favor of MAB. Irfan trying his best to look for a refrag here, but Nova as well as Zach QD are doing a very good job at slowing it down. Nova has to give up his life, but now it's Ren's turn as he comes down. He still has the Falling Star Moon, but doesn't want to commit it onto Irfan just yet.
Oh, hold on. Irfan wants to see if he can pick out Zach Cutie, but now he's the one in trouble. They're kiting around him. Oh, the flicker! Not quite enough. The jab does not reach, and the Kagura survives with a sliver of HP. Irfan as well is able to escape, but that is unfortunate.
Oh, too close for comfort there. MAB take a huge risk to try and punish the Homeboys. But once again, it's going to be Alif who gets on top of Vince. He doesn't have a high HP pool, but with the black shoes timed right, he can maximize his lifestyle. Cypher continuing to open up the field so far, but Nova, there's only so much he can do. He can commit to these fights, but the rest of the MAB members need to be able to capitalize on this.
Cypher walks into tree, but he's fine. Oh, an unfortunate 1v1. Alif gets the kill underneath their own tier 1 tower. So that is going to be a nip taken out of the equation. The turtle goes over to Chibi, but that is a small win for MAB Esports.
Oh, Anip was not ready for that. He was just walking and rotating with the rest of his team. Gets caught mid-rotation, and Alif continues to try and punish, this time on towards Cypher, but he sees Vince, he's out of there. Quad Shadows is going to be more than enough. Keep zoning them out. Let X/farm, and more importantly, break that turret. And there we have it. The gold is about even with Homeboys at a slight 2K lead at this point in time, rounded up.
Homeboys, though, they're starting to really scale up. Chibi is 1 level away from that dreaded level 12 Aweless, where he does max out on his ultimate and really starts becoming a threat in these team fights. I don't think there's much they can do to stop it now, so they just need to make sure that they are able to take the fight in return.
Yep, Aweless is in a very comfortable position. At this point, he's got the levels, he just needs the items to turn everything around. I'm pretty sure he has the Windtalker by now, and oh, he is going to be dishing it out. And with the the extra range, he's going to be doing it from a comfortable distance. Wait, hold on. Looks like they're already getting on top of Nova so far. They find two people and push jacks them right into the wall. Seifel now into trouble as X-Slash looking to pick him off. Seifel, unfortunately, right under the turret. The Undying Fury has chunked them out. They can't do any more than this. They pull away as Zach QT and Olive try to stop them from pushing anywhere forward. MAB defensively holding Homeboys back.
That was an incredible defensive play by MAB Esports. They were looking to gank the Brody, but the ultimate from the Kufra prevented them from being able to continue. And despite dropping many of their health bars down into the red, they were still all able to get away with their lives intact. That's unfortunate. The gank from Homeboys not succeeding.
Oh, and baiting it out. Olive with quick fingers sees the initial response and tells Nova to back away. No point of committing to this. They're just getting baited. Irfan on the other side trying to open up his side of the map, but can't do much. But they do, MAB do lose a crucial key point on the map. Mid-tier 1 is down.
Yep, and now the Lord is up, and Homeboys are instantly rotating over. MAB not in any position to contest this. I think they've agreed that they're just going to give this objective over so that they can allow X-Slash to get some tower. Oh my goodness!
That's so much damage coming out of Chibi. He is becoming a little unstoppable here, and it's all up to Nova and Ren to make the difference. X-Slash has the damage, but he doesn't have as high DPS as how much Chibi is able to throw out once he gets in range. But look at that, with the upgrades to his axe, he is shredding through the jungle.
Yep, and now the Lord is pushing down the bottom lane. We can see in terms of towers, Homeboys very firmly in the lead. Again, this is the first Lord of the game, so not much problem for MAB to be able to defend against it. But they are now in the late game. Chibi is out of control, and his farm is way ahead of that compared to Aleph as well as X-Slash. So this Aulus is fully capable of taking 1v3, 1v4 fights all on his own.
Okay, but they're not in a position where it's like really comfortable fights yet. If Homeboys make a mistake, it could really hurt their economy. So MAB just has to defend and staunch this bleeding here, but Homeboys are trying to press right in towards the inhibitor, which they can, but they don't have the minions to do so. Adam can only shred through so many. Zach QT is already down. They break open an inhibitor, and it's already a huge win for the Homeboys.
That is that Aulus damage right there. The Lord itself doesn't really do too much, but they only needed to tank the tower long enough for Chibi to dish out the DPS. Nova forced to use his flicker, all ready to escape from the onslaught of damage coming out from the Homeboys, and they're not done. They want to get another inhibitor.
Can they actually get it? No. They don't have any more ways to actually continue pushing through, but the damage has been done. They have a very confident 5k lead, but here we go. Do they have the... Yep, they do have the Undying Fury, but Irfan capitalizes on the slow immediately, zoning 3 members away from that from the inhibitor, and now are looking to attack the last inhibitor of MAB Esports. This is not looking good for them as they are on their last leg of the race. Homeboys continue to press on forward. Irfan cannot take any more damage. He doesn't have the stacks or the cooldowns, but Nova finds Chibi, and Chibi goes down.
Well played by Nova, getting the Tyrant's Rage to push the Aulus into range of the crystal. That takes care of the most dangerous member of the Homeboys and will force them to retreat. They did lose all of their inhibitors, but at the very least have preserved a ticket to remain in this game for just a little bit longer.
But at what cost here? Even though it's a 5k gold lead, I think MAB is in a comfortable spot to actually make it back. They just need to reach the 42k mark, and then they're about even with Homeboys, and they have to just play it slow. But overall, 3 inhibitors, literally all their turns down, and they were only able to get GB back. It's not ideal, but what can they really do to contest this next Luminous Lord?
It's going to be a difficult one. It's all up to Nova at this point. He's the only one that has been able to set up these fights in MAB Esports' favor. If he's not able to get a nice stun with his ultimate, there's just too much DPS coming out from Homeboys for MAB to compete.
Oh, X-Slash now in some trouble as Irfan zones him out. Irfan doing a great job just waiting on the top side brush for an opportunity to stop them. But as you can see, MAB Esports, they're not backing down without a fight. They will be able to get a bottom tier 2 turret for themselves. Good split push decision coming in from Aleph, but overall, ooh, it's a tough game.
It really is, especially now that the Luminous Lord is going to be pushing down the mid lane for the Homeboys. We can see that Irfan as well as GB are shoving in the top and bottom lanes respectively themselves. No inhibitors for MAB Esports. This is now a do or die moment.
Yep, and all the waves are coming in together. OP Shadow Kill has been used to clear out that bottom side. 2 waves more to go, but X-Slash forced the flicker out of there as the Unyielding Fury is coming through. GB doesn't care anymore. He's just going to go straight for that crystal. He might even give up his life, but the rest of the team takes it out, and that's going to be a clean game number 1 for the Homeboys.
Really well played by the Homeboys there, not taking
Nova as well. Generally okay items. Nothing
is KDA here, 2-0-2.